Where was that when Daniel? Who wanted to rap? Need a beatboxer? Daniel. Where was that? I had it. Yo, what up? This CheZZa.
This CheZZa.
This CheZZa album coming soon.
Yeah,
The album's gonna be called The Casual Fan. CheZZa, The Casual Fan.
yeah,
It's already
yeah.
done. It's already made.
Pretty much. It's already
So
written.
this the fifth. So this the fifth episode of The Casual Fan.
Yep.
Today we'll be talking about different New Year's stuff like best albums, best songs.
Yeah.
So I don't know which best movies. I remember that's one of them you said. So yeah, stuff like that. Then we're gonna talk about the. We're actually probably we're gonna start with the M verse Joe Budden actually.
We might as well.
Yeah, and then also we'll speak about the Black Panther pre-sale numbers.
Hmm.
All right, so yeah, okay. So you were saying something about the M. You're gonna have to restart then.
Okay, so after watching who else was I watching too? I was watching an was it Breakfast Club? No, it wasn't Breakfast Club. Someone else. But the whole thing came down to loyalty and all that stuff. And
Right.
when I was watching Dead End Hip Hop today, they had already reviewed the M album, and they're all fans of M, but all of them were like seriously disappointed in the album.
Right. Right. That's what you hear pretty much across the board.
Yeah. So um, the review they did came out like 2 days ago, and then the Chloroseptic remix came out yesterday.
Okay.
So their fans were commenting on the review of the album as if the remix had came out before they did the review of the album. So they had to do another review of the Chloroseptic remix because they apparently their fans were like, "Oh, you didn't hear the remix. You didn't hear how good he sounded on that," and they were like, "Well, I guess we're gonna have to review Chloroseptic because they liked the remix." But then they were like, "That's even worse now because we know you can do it now. We know you still
But
got it."
was there really any doubt that he still had it though? It's
Well,
just that it's his musical choices.
yeah, that's
Truly,
the
like we
thing.
know M could rap. Like nothing could change. Like M could rap,
Well, that's the thing.
but he's
They didn't.
choosing.
They didn't really like most of everything about the album other than the content.
Right.
So they were even saying like his rapping was not up to what he can do. But then, yeah, but then the Chloroseptic remix came out and they were like, well, where was this on the album type of thing?
Exactly.
Okay. But seeing that the general consensus was that fans overall disliked the album. Um, what's his called? What's his name? Used to be with Hip Hop DX. Justin Hunt. He does he does what's it called? The Company Man.
What's
You ever
that?
seen that one? He
No.
ends it's called at the end of every one of them he says, "But I don't have the answers." Right? He'll just take like stuff that's going on in hip hop. He'll review it. He'll break it down. He'll take certain topics. He'll pose questions, all that stuff. But he's like, in the end, he's like, "I don't have the answers though."
All right.
Because it's kind of leaving it up to you. And
Okay.
he was doing the numbers on the Eminem albums, and he was the actual thing that his was about was, did Eminem alienate his fan base the same way Tiger Woods alienated his fan base? Because when Tiger came out, the black community embraced him, and then he turned
Right.
around and said, "No, I'm not black. I'm Cabin Asian." So then
Exactly.
they dissed him, right? So now you got Eminem saying, "Well, if you're down with Trump, you know, fuck off. I'm not with you. You're on that side." But then when you look at the breakdown of his fans in America, most of them are rural, um,
Suburban.
basic. Um, it's mostly a white fan base, and a lot of
Right.
them
Right.
are
Right.
in like, you know, they're the country version of the ghetto. So a lot of them are Trump supporters. So when you look at the numbers of the new album, they're down like 70% from all his from his average of first week sales.
Right.
So for most people, 300,000 in the first week is a lot, but he averages like
Yeah.
almost a million.
Close to a million. Between 500,000 and a
No, it's like
million.
it's like 900,000. It's like his average. It's his
Yeah, pretty
average.
much.
He showed the numbers and everything from even he showed the numbers and even the last three albums, his numbers went up. So he went from like I think it was
Yeah.
relapse was like 700,000, recovery was like 750, the one after that something like that, and then this one was the drop. So this one was down to like 270, I think, first week. So that ties in with the whole thing with Budden because people are like,
Okay.
oh yeah, um, he's down with Shady. He shouldn't have been so critical of it. But the general consensus is people don't like the album. Joe Budden didn't like the album. He didn't like the track list. He didn't like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't like seeing Pink and Ed Sheeran on it, which is probably what his fan base is looking at and saying, we don't want that. Now, if there's anybody I feel that should
No, that's
give
not
you,
true because they actually liked it when he did with Rihanna. This is not the first time he did it with Pink. Skylar Grey, he was going down
well,
that lane anyway.
he was, but not when it's half the album. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
M's got those big joints. He's got those big pop joints, the Rihanna joint, the you know what I'm saying? He'll have those Skylar Grey joints. But this one felt like it was half of the album. That was like that. You know, that sound, that what he was going for, the big
discography.
single type of thing, big pop single type of thing.
Right.
So, I mean, if anybody's going to keep it real with you, I would rather have somebody that's in your camp be that critical. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Go that hard.
yeah,
As
I
hard
think
as Joe
so.
went. Joe could have said, Joe said, off of this one song, I based the album's gonna be garbage. Like he couldn't say, yo, based on this one song, for this album.
Now,
You know what I mean?
Envy was,
Like,
yeah, Envy was saying on the Breakfast Club, what he should have done was give him a heads up and say, hey, I'm gonna say some things you may not like it, but I'm giving you the first. You know what I'm saying? Heads up, saying this is gonna happen.
yeah,
Maybe he should have done that. Yes, I think he should have done that. But at the same time, it's Joe Budden. You know what I'm saying? And if you really want to call a spade, Eminem's been dissing people for years. How do you think they felt on the other side? You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
you can't say I'm gonna diss Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Britney Spears because they're fake and company made and this that and the third. And then when people say, "Well, your new shit is all like radio shit," you're doing these big pop tunes, and you have a soft skin about it. You got to be able to take it.
he
Pause.
could, but that's like, I don't know, just someone that you know in the media
I
about
appreciate it.
you.
I appreciate it.
I wouldn't. You could have just told me.
I had that. I had that when I was really just starting out making music. I was putting songs on this site called the underground.net from Bermuda, and the guy who ran it, he was one of the first people to record me as an artist.
Okay.
So when he reviewed my song, he trashed it, and I was salty for a minute. But then, like a day two later, I was like, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna get those reviews like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think Eminem's got to have a thicker skin, especially if you want to build your career from the beginning. I mean, he wasn't just it wasn't just Eminem dissing people when he came out. He was trashing people. He was raping his own mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
He was.
you gotta have a bit
Yeah.
of a thick skin with it when you want to delve into something like that.
Right.
You have to be able to, you know what I'm saying? That's probably why I think he won't get into battle rap. Yeah.
More likely not. He doesn't. He doesn't like people talking about him. That's why. That's the whole like. That's the whole premise of 8 Mile. On yourself to the point that no one could say anything about you. So he does it all the time. But the one thing he does have is rapping, and everybody thought,
I
or
get that.
everybody believes he's great in rapping. So for someone to come and say that he drops, you can say, I don't like it, but to turn around and say, yo, that shit is trash. And
I
then
think
he's one of 2017's trashiest artists.
I think somebody's
Come
got to
on,
say
man.
it. I think like if I put out something that was really really bad, I would hope you, David, or Mo would say something,
I'd say something to you.
even if it's in the public. Because here's the thing. And somebody pointed it out. I think it was the guys in Dead End Hip Hop. But they were like, when the Eminem album came out and it was getting bad reviews, you didn't hear anything from Royce. You didn't hear anything
Right.
from D12. You didn't hear anything from any of his contemporaries say anything bad about it. But you didn't hear them at all.
Right.
Now, imagine I put out something trash and people are probably looking at my inner circle like, why didn't they say something before he came out? Nobody checked this before it came out. No quality control done beforehand. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. I don't think M is an artist where he lets them into that process. Like
they
Royce might
pointed out.
be, I say Royce might be there and might say like you should say this like this or like you know what I mean? Like
They
you
spoke
shouldn't do
about
that.
they spoke about an interview that Just Blaze did with somebody a while ago when Just Blaze was working with M, like in Detroit in the studio, and it was like the first time working together, and Just Blaze was giving his opinion on something he did on a song or whatever, just to give him like some
Direction.
some direction and a bit of critique. And he said M looked at him and gave him a look, and he had to leave the studio for a bit.
M had to leave or just
No,
had to
just
leave?
Blaze had to leave the studio for a bit, and then they had to have a conversation about it. And to me, it's like, especially with a producer, you can't. They're there to produce,
Right.
especially Just Blaze. I mean, probably at that point, Just Blaze working with Eminem. Who knows how much Just Blaze is charging him?
Right.
You're gonna pay him that much money just to nod his head, press the button, smile, thumbs up at everything? No, you
Basically what
want
he
them
wants.
there for that. That's what you're paying for.
It's pretty much, but it's if that's what he wants, like know what I mean?
But okay, but even to give him a look and then make him leave the studio for a bit, like, come
Uh,
on, man, come
he
on,
just wants to
not the
write.
rap god, not the
He doesn't
rap god.
want nobody in there in his mix. He has a process that he goes through.
I think it comes down to like,
But
you,
different artists are different too when it comes to the writing.
yeah,
Like that was Biggie's biggest thing, why he stopped writing. Because Puffy used to be always over his shoulder, like, yo, what you got? What you got?
yeah.
So then one day Puffy looked over his shoulder and saw nothing there and he was like, what the hell? You writing? He's like, don't worry about it. I got it in my head. Don't worry about it.
That's like Method Man. Method Man was talking about a session like that too. He was working with Puff on a track, and Puff left the studio because he's doing a million other things. And he said Puff will come back every like half an hour, peek in the studio and say, "What you got? What's done? Whatever, whatever," and then back out.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to, and this is not just. I mean, I guess it would start with the producer. You have to be open to getting feedback. You have to be open to hear, because face it, as artists, we have a vision, and a lot of times we think that vision is the end all be all.
Right.
You know, but that's why you have A&Rs. That's why you have producers. That's why you have executive producers. Like you need an outside opinion. Like my producer, Future Wave, he mixes and masters his own music, but he would rather somebody else master it so that they can give him feedback on what he doesn't hear. Because you need a fresh pair of ears sometimes,
Right. Right.
you know? And M's been producing a lot of his own stuff for a long time.
I wish he would have stopped that. His beats, I was never a fan of his beats. Like they work for him because most times I figure anybody can make beats for themselves because they know exactly what they want.
For the most part.
So, pretty much. So like his beats were just like, man, they seem so juvenile.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
But
just, nah. I was
I
never
don't
a
know.
fan of his beats.
I like some of his beats. Some of them. Like it's
He would make his beat work. Like listen to the beat by itself. You're listening to it, you're like, what the hell is this? But because Eminem goes over top of it,
it balances out.
sounds good. Exactly.
I'll say this though. When it comes to it being clear and mixed properly, he's getting up there. And he's been up there for a while because his sound quality is you
Okay,
can
like that,
you
yeah.
can tell. And that's the thing about beats. That's the thing with a lot of beats. It's almost, well, almost it's the same thing as a sound clash in reggae. Quality and volume will always trumpet anything else less than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Dr. Dre doesn't have the most elaborate beats,
No.
but I dare you to find somebody who can get their stuff mixed and mastered
Makes so much better than nobody
better than
can.
everybody else. So so that's why we herald Dr. Dre. And let's be honest, we've been
Well,
hearing
not
the
all of
same Dr.
us.
Dre beats for years. It's the same Dre beat. Like Dre's got a set of beats that have a certain sound, and he's tinkered with it. Added a little something, took a little something out, but his formula hasn't changed in probably the last 15, 20, 15, 16 years. Let's keep it a buck.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah, I believe that.
You know, but
He might actually drop Detox. Hold that.
I've been over detox for when I was over detox, there was a leak. I think it had to have been '07. It was um it was a reference track with T.I. and Nas.
Right.
The song was called Topless. And T.I. was referencing Dre's verse. Dre didn't record it yet, but it's T.I. doing what would have been Dre's verse, and then Nas doing the feature verse. And that song was banging. And then they had a couple other leaks, and then you kind of felt like, all right, this isn't happening. You know what I'm saying? And then um, what was it after that? The I Need a Doctor, the Kush single, and then nothing happened. And I was just like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm good.
He knew the second those songs didn't pop, he was like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, he said it himself. I think it was him or Game said. Well, Game was referencing him and said, "You can't go back from gold." And I think that's what he's afraid of.
Yeah. He doesn't want to be what Eminem's doing right now.
Yeah. So
Eminem.
yeah,
That's funny. And Joe, well, did you see how Bizarre got into the whole thing?
that was actually interesting. Now, I will say this about Joe Budden, and this is something I think he shouldn't have said at all. Was um, Joe said something, and then um, Bizarre said, "Well, Eminem hasn't talked to you in 10 years."
Yeah.
Now that nobody knew, or at least the average or the casual fan didn't know.
Exactly.
Like no one would have known about that. So I think he should have kept that in house.
But Joe just runs. Like when he starts talking,
He said he would beat the dog piss out of him in Detroit.
I saw that. I was
That
like,
was
are you
hilarious.
serious?
That was hilarious. Oh, you didn't see that tweet?
I saw that. I was just like, man, like you can't even just speak like that. You have to go do it. Like you have to do it. Like I have to see you try that now.
But
Because if
it's
you can do that to him in his hometown, and his hometown is Detroit, man,
honestly, man.
man,
I hate to say it because I think Bizarre's he's funny. I'm not really a fan of his music, but do you remember that episode of Punked when they punked him?
and he cried.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that doesn't tell me he's a fighter.
no, no, he's not. But man,
Yeah. That was
but yeah,
interesting.
I think they're still going. I think they're still going at it.
Well, Joe's got the podcast. He spoke about it. I haven't seen it yet. I think I'm gonna watch it this weekend, but that looked interesting.
His podcast, How Bizarre.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one yet.
Oh, okay. No, no, I just watched that today.
Yeah.
He just goes over and he doesn't understand why Bizarre is saying anything. Bizarre hasn't been M's friend for like 10 years. So he's M's nothing.
That's yeah, and that opens a can of worms because like I think now people are interested in why the disconnect between M and D12. I remember they did a tour a few years back and wasn't on any of those dates.
I bet you I know why.
I don't know.
M. M went through recovery. We went through rehab. You have
True.
to distance yourself from the ones that continue to, bring that lifestyle around you.
Mm,
Royce is clean now. His biggest thing was drinking, and he's like cut back on that.
yeah.
He's eating right, so he keeps Royce around. But look at
Yeah.
Bizarre. Bizarre doesn't look like he stopped. He keeps Denon Porter. Porter's always with them. Him and his brother. Wasn't it like him and Swifty, brothers or something like that?
I think so. I think two
But
of
yeah,
them.
he keeps those ones around. And obviously, Proof is gone. So the only one that doesn't stay around them is Bizarre.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
But in 10 years, 2007, what did he
Yeah.
drop around that time? Dropped in 2009 and Encore
So yeah.
2004. So that's the space that he got clean.
Yeah. Makes sense. Makes sense. There's an interesting Joe Budden YouTube clip from like I think it was '09 or 2010. It was right before Royce got clean, but their recording is like Royce, Joe, and somebody else, and they're trying to send one of their guys to get a bottle of tequila or something from Royce's house, and Royce is smashed, and he's like, "Yo, I'll give you the keys, give you some money, whatever, whatever. I just need the bottle." And like when you see how far he was gone, it's like, okay, I get
Yeah.
why I was.
But he even says it in his songs. Like he said he was gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, Joe Budden, Eminem.
But
And the
I'm
Kardashians.
very interested in seeing if Joe's gonna go at him lyrically.
I don't think so. In the Joe said he's not going to go. Joe said he doesn't even believe it's towards him.
Yeah, I did see a clip. I did see a clip of the How Bizarre, and I remember him saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even believe it's towards him. He thinks it's towards like everybody else but him. So to him, he has no problem with Eminem. He's not going to reply to
I think
Eminem.
he's giving him the benefit of the doubt, and I think he's a little. I don't think he wants to jump the gun on that.
Right. That's true.
But if it comes out and M says, yeah, he threw some shots, then Joe has to, because Joe's always talking about how somebody calls me out, I'm going at him.
Exactly.
So,
But just the fact that Bizarre said it, something.
yeah,
Because
but
in the end, like, even if Bizarre hasn't talked to Eminem in 10 years, long time.
yeah. So, I mean,
So
like,
when he hears words, he's like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
but on the flip side of that, he hasn't spoken to him in 10 years. So it's not like he's having conversations with M.
Right.
It'd be different if he was still in the circle and he heard some things and was like, no, for real. He's talking about you.
We don't know who still talks to him, if any of them still talk to him.
Yeah.
But he went off on on Twitter like heavy bodyguard. Made no sense.
Maybe Bizarre's about to drop something.
So he still drops music randomly. He still drops music.
I believe you. I won't look for it, but I believe you.
Yeah, I think it must stay in Detroit because I never hear it. I think he had this one video. Oh man, I don't remember it. It was about
His
like
his,
10 years
his shit's
ago.
always been a little bit too left field for me.
He was trying too hard. It was just annoying. It's like, okay, we understand that Eminem does this stuff, so parts him.
I
What
think
it
that's really
is.
him, though.
It's just, yeah.
I think that's really him. I mean, the music's only a projection of who you really are.
His real name is Rufus.
I have nothing to say after that. Sorry to anybody named Rufus that might be watching this.
His name is Rufus. That's different. Like, well, he's in this for like a 70s kid, so that name was still kind of popular.
Rufus and Shaka Khan.
Like, I need to call my son Rufus.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So
I don't think he. Um, Hold on. 10 years ago. Let's see what this guy was doing. That really doesn't say much. He's sometime in 2011.
he's gonna be one of
Yeah.
those guys. Unfortunately, well, I guess fortunately for him, he's gonna be one of those guys that's always going to be the guy next to the guy.
Yeah. Oh, this guy's been dropping music like from 2012 on, at least a year. 2016, he didn't drop something.
He's got to be making a profit.
So, yeah, he must have a little cult following. Those little crazy kids that stuff.
Maybe he's a juggalo.
Daddy said he fuck his mom. Oh my god. And then his grandma, and then his sister. Oh my god, this is amazing.
He's
Hey,
got to be making a profit if he's putting out an album every year.
that's true though. Can't knock the hustle. Who do you think you are? Yeah, but yeah, you want to talk next, Black Panther or
Now there wasn't any numbers. I didn't see any numbers, but the guy that does, I guess the pre-ticket sales or whatever for, I think it's I think it's either the I think it's the company that does the online sales for a number of movie productions or companies. He's the one that put out the tweet that said the numbers are in, and for the first 24 hours, the Black Panther pre-sale tickets are the highest MCU um, pre-sales to date.
yeah, the previous record was held by Captain America: Civil War,
Yeah,
which was released in May of 2016.
yeah. So the hype is real, man. Like people are really interested. A black superhero, a black superhero in 2018 is in high demand. Like you would think he was somewhere in there as far as the MCU goes, as far as the hype goes, the anticipation. But to be the guy now leading it at the top, and the movie's in
Um,
February, and I don't believe in Black History Month, but this is dope.
Let me throw a wrench in there.
Yeah,
He's not North American.
I know, I know.
Really represent all black people. Like Luke Cage
And
didn't get this much love. Actually, Luke Cage didn't get this much love.
Luke Cage got a lot of love.
Luke Cage numbers were huge, but
This is
does
different
that
though.
make does that make a difference? That
This is the big,
because he's
yeah, the
not
big story.
North American, because he's not Canadian or even American, or not American or even Canadian.
He's British, right?
No, not even just the actor. I mean, the character
Yeah,
itself. The character is African. Like, it's a strong African character, but it's not a strong North American black character. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
But that says a lot, though.
Difference.
That says a lot, though. I mean, because keep it a buck. Most of the people going to the movie theaters supporting films in general are white people.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Black people are gonna go watch this,
oh
but it's
yeah,
not really
definitely.
representative of them. It's just representative of their skin.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I might even get a pre-order my tickets.
Bruh, I am waiting a good 2, 3 weeks before I go with that big everybody in one place. It's gonna drive me nuts.
No, I'm gonna take the day off and I'm gonna catch the early. Like I'm gonna catch like an early one. Because yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna catch some people in the morning, but you're not gonna catch everybody. Um, which one was it? I think it was. It might have been Civil War. No, it was Age of Ultron. I went. I saw it the first day, and I saw the first showing of it at like noon. And the good thing about one thing I will say about MCU movies, people are so interested that they don't talk. Not the theaters I've been in. Other movies, people will be doing stuff, saying stuff, whatever, but they're so hooked on the story and catching everything that they
Yeah,
want
it's
they
sure.
want to they don't want to miss a thing. So that's one thing I'll say about Marvel movies. You can always go in there, at least from my experience, I've always been able to go in there and have an interrupted experience because that's one of the things that I don't like about movie theaters. I don't like dealing with ignorant people.
I don't like. I'm so focused when I watch a movie that I don't even pay what's around me
Nah,
beside
man,
me chattering.
I
I don't
can't
have time.
do it. I've had some bad theater experiences. I saw, I think it was the second Planet of the Apes, and and
Okay,
and again, this is one of those like a lot of times I'll book the day off and just go early. And this is
right.
one of the times. And I went there and the theater was almost empty, but there was a mother with like three kids,
Uh,
and it was
yeah.
just they were just like running up and down, talking, shouting. I looked over, and I guess she could feel that somebody looked at her, and like we're across from
Mm.
the aisle. She's on the whole other side, but she must have felt the death glare. The death stare was there because she looked over and then she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then she starts talking to her kids. Like, what? You didn't think at some point you should just tell them maybe you should y'all be
Maybe
quiet.
she didn't even realize you were there.
It doesn't matter though. You're at a theater. It's not your theater.
But
It's
you
not your
came to you go to the theater because pretty much nobody's there.
yeah.
So maybe she used that to you that nobody's there. I don't know. I'm talking as a father, so nobody's there. So if you can let your kids run around, blood clot, you're gonna let them run around, be
I can't like
up and down.
I can't I can't do it. Not in a public place. Like I can't not in a public place. I went to a Mandarin once. It was my birthday. This is when me and my ex wife were together, and we went to Mandarin just to have dinner on my birthday. And it must have been a kids' party. And unfortunately, black kids, black parents, and when I tell you, kids were running up and down the place.
Yeah,
Yo, one of the kids,
with no remorse.
one of the kids climbed on somebody's chair at a different table, like grown white people, and this kid just hopped on the chair. I'm playing, and there had to be no fewer than like 15 kids.
That's a lot of kids
Yo, it
for
was like
one party.
it was like they were at the McDonald's,
The
whatever
playground
it's
or
called.
whatever.
Yeah, it was like they were at that, and you're at a restaurant. And I'm looking over at the parents. Parents looking like they don't even see none of this going on. They're just having their own little conversation in their own little world.
They don't care. They put the kids in one spot. As long as they don't leave the table, they're not. They
They
don't. They're not watching.
were not in one spot. They are running around tables, under tables, and this is why I support bootleggers to the fullest. Because if I can have a good version of it and chill at my home and avoid all that, cool.
It's not
But
that bad.
I've had some bad movie experiences, man. People are just disrespectful. Like they don't respect the fact that they're not the only ones there. There's other people. Other people have paid their money to watch the film,
Right.
not to compete with other people and the voices and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but
But that's true.
that's the thing I like about the Marvel movies because whether they're it's not R-rated flicks other than Deadpool, um, but they're mature enough to where you're following the story
Right.
and you want to see everything. You want to see if you can catch all the Easter eggs and all that stuff. You know that the movies are intertwined, so you want to. Oh, okay, they referenced that in the last one. People want to do that, so they're paying attention. So I'm gonna book that day off, and I'm gonna go and check an early screening of it.
Let me know which theater. I gotta bring the kids out to a movie.
They're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Ghost Rider be chilling though. He probably just lay back, cross his arms like this. That's how he chills. He just sits there and lay back like that all the time. He can't even be the wild one, laughing the whole time, especially if it's a funny movie.
Yeah,
And she has a hearty laugh, like that. What the hell? Stop laughing.
yeah,
Yeah, man, you do something wrong around here, you mess up, and you're trying to hide it. Hide it, man. Daddy, you tripped. Like, stop, man. Like, what's wrong with you?
uh, yeah. I can't wait to check that though. And then like Infinity Wars is like what, 2 months after that?
Infinity War is gonna be
February,
crazy.
March, April, May, like 3 months after that.
Yo, this Soul Gem. You better not play these games.
Yeah. Really interested to see what I'm interested to see when the Winter Soldier is gonna come out of his ice block or his frozen state.
It's probably gonna be in this one. Or
End
yeah,
credits.
it's gonna be in it comes at the what's that? The Avengers. Captain America comes out on the Avengers. I wonder if he's gonna show up at all during Black Panther though.
I think it's gonna be an end credits thing. And I'm interested to see how many end credit scenes they're gonna have in this one, since the very next one is Infinity Wars.
Well, they're gonna have a few.
Yeah.
I didn't
And
see Thor. So at the end of Thor. Oh no, they're gonna show that.
end of Thor, they had
Hopefully they
two. One
show.
was the real one going forward, and then they had the one with the Grandmaster. Was it Grandmaster?
Oh yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, at the very, very end. Still no sign of Nick Fury. I'm not happy about that. I
Yeah,
hope
that's
that's
how
a
Nick
swerve.
Fury stays though. He doesn't just he watches see what's going down.
I hope this is a swerve.
No, he'll pop out. He'll pop up. You gotta give him the scene first before he makes any moves. It's Nick Fury. Nick Fury doesn't have to be there all the time because when he does come, it's to set things straight. Like he knows exactly why he's there.
Yeah.
Is yeah. You'll see. He'll pop up in the back. Avengers together for. They're gonna be like, "What do you mean?" And then he's gonna bring them into this freaking secret bunker with all this freaking extraterrestrial technology, and you're gonna be like, "What? When did you have time to do this?"
Dividing that screen time is gonna they're gonna have to play that like a symphony. That's gonna have to be so well orchestrated.
It's a Royal Rumble. Like
How long do you think
everybody's gonna
Infinity
get
War
their
is gonna
moves
be?
in.
How long do you think Infinity War is gonna be running time? It's got to be at least 3 hours.
Two. That's why they have it in two parts.
Yeah.
It'll be like 2 hours. It'll be like two. Bro, all the
Well,
him
first
going
you got to
to
get everybody back together, right?
yes, you gotta get everybody back together. He's got to go get the from the Nova Corps.
Yeah.
Um, Loki's given him the Tesseract, but we don't know if he's giving it to directly or to one of his people.
Or if Thanos takes it in the beginning when he meets Thor and Loki, when the ship arrives, that was the last part of Ragnarok when the ship arrives.
Right, right, right.
We don't even know if he
Like that part.
gets. He's probably going to get on board and they fight.
Who, Loki or Thor?
Thor and Thanos.
Yeah, Thor's gonna try to. Thanos can just banish him into space, and that's when
Yeah.
he hits the
Yeah.
shield and
So
the rest.
they got to go through that. Then they got to go.
Oh, and then Hulk gets thrown back into what's it called as well, back to Earth,
Yeah. They
straight
got to
into Stephen Strange's house.
patch Tony and and Captain America back together. That
I
hasn't.
think that'll happen later on. They don't have to do that right away because they'll be in two separate areas. At first,
Yeah,
they'll be in New
that's
York.
what I'm saying. That plays into the running time. That's why I think this movie is going to be like 3 hours because you gotta. There's a lot of groundwork first, and then there's the chase, and then there's everybody's racing to get to the gems. And like Biggie said, somebody's got to die, so there's gonna be some deaths. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be 3 hours because Captain America: Civil War was what, 2.5?
Was it?
Yeah, and they had to balance out a lot in that, and that didn't even have everybody in it. So even though it's a two-parter, you still have so much to cover before you even get to part two. You
Civil
still
War was, yeah, 2.5.
you still got to integrate the Guardians. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot, man. There's a lot going on.
Oh, I want to see. They said they teased what the Infinity War's runtime will be. It will likely be the longest MCU movie yet. Okay, so it could be possibly 3 hours.
I would think so. That'd be my guess, at least.
Man, that's a lot. You know, you sit all through it too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. Well, Civil War didn't, for me personally, it didn't seem like 2.5 hours.
Right. No, it
Maybe
didn't
because I
actually.
was that interested in it. That and even what's it called? Even though it's not an MCU title, The Dark Knight Rises. That was like 2:30, 2:40.
That was the one.
Bane.
Okay. Yeah, that one wasn't bad.
Yeah.
Could have like went without some stuff. If holy shoot, wow. It didn't feel that long.
Yeah.
Yo, Batman vs Superman was 3 hours and 3 minutes. It
I,
definitely felt that long.
I still haven't seen it.
You're okay. Don't ruin it. If you
It's a
like
general
if you like
consensus.
Superman and Batman, don't ruin it. Um the multiverse.
Spider-Man.
No, the multiverse. Like alternate realities.
Oh, okay.
If you believe in that, you can watch Batman vs Superman and understand that it's not the one. It's not the Batman and Superman you know, because
Okay.
they're very stupid. Very stupid.
I was just watching something about how they're gonna do the integrate Spider-Man into the what's it called? The Venom movie.
Oh, how they gonna do that?
He's not gonna be in it per se. I think it was. I think they will mention him, and they're gonna mention like where he's at because it takes place. Um, I think the Venom one takes place in San Francisco. I think it was.
Okay.
Um, but they're doing this. Was it symbiotic? Oh man, I can't remember the name of the actual comic that they're basing it off of. But there will be some sort of mention of Spider-Man because at some point they're going to integrate him in a way, in some way. So yeah, that looks interesting.
So they are going to put him in or no?
I think they're working out the details, but in the meantime, he's going to be mentioned because of the storyline that they're doing with Venom.
Oh, I think yeah, he'll be mentioned for sure.
Yeah,
But I don't think they're gonna bring this one in. Like, what's his name?
not for this one, no,
Tom Hardy.
but it's kind of like foreshadowing.
I'm not sure how I feel about that Venom movie, honestly.
Tom Hardy.
Not just it's just so random. Like it doesn't fit anywhere within the I think that's what happened. Like my mind is so stuck within the MCU
Yeah, because it's not in the
that
MCU.
a Marvel movie outside of that, it's like, but you didn't tell us any backstory yet. You didn't say the whole Spider-Man story. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do this. But they're just going boom.
Yeah, it's just the thing. I think they wanted to go forward with it, but they can't do anything contractually to integrate them. So I think they're
Yeah.
just kind of doing what they can and kind of making mentions and references. So at some point they can do that.
But if I don't know. I guess it's I
They're
guess
definitely
there's
playing into
rules. There's rules to be if you do it within the MCU.
yeah.
So that's why they're like, we can't just go right ahead and jump it into the MCU because then they're gonna make Venom. We're gonna have to tone down the Venom and Carnage. And
Mhm.
Carnage isn't one of those ones you're supposed to tone down.
Yeah.
Exactly what his name is. So
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a Deadpool type of deal with some like leaning more towards rated R or something.
yeah, I think it's no. I believe they said it's gonna be rated R. It has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be. It doesn't make sense if it's not.
So I'm interested though.
Oh, okay. It said it may be rated R. That makes sense. I don't know. I'm still waiting to see how they get the costume done because we still have what's his name, Topher, who played Eddie Rock,
Yeah.
Finn Balor playing Venom. So I need that real Venom. Like they have to get Eddie Brock right. It's not even out even just the Venom. They have to get Eddie Brock right. Eddie Brock wasn't big at first, but he got himself big that
Yeah.
the symbiote
Who better than
multiplied his power.
who better than Tom Hardy to be able to transform into that size? Look what he did with Bane. You know what I'm saying? Like he can really. There's certain actors that can do that to their body. Tom Hardy's one of them. He put on, I think for Bane, he put on something like 30 or 40 pounds of muscle. That's not. That's the average person can't do that.
Oh, it looks like they put out the first photo. Oh,
He was at a Comic Con in Brazil, I think, and he was on the set, and they were like doing like a live feed.
oh, never mind. It's just a picture of him as Eddie Brock. Yeah, man. Clickbait bullshit, man. Yeah, they got people all. Oh yeah, first look of Tom Hardy in Venom as
No,
Venom in Venom.
no, there's one where I watched the clip like probably a couple hours ago. He's doing a live feed from the set at to a Comic Con in like Brazil or something like that, and they're like in a theater or like a I don't want to say a stadium, but something like that. It's a huge venue, and they're watching him on the screen, and he's on location in San Francisco.
Brazil.
No, no, no. He's in San Francisco, but they're live feed to San Francisco for that Comic Con. He's
That
on he's on set in San Francisco shooting Venom.
okay. I'm joking. We are Venom. Walking Dead. We have Negan. Iceberg. What you know what did that? What that day? I can't even see how long we've been on.
Random. Are we rocking the Shot Club versus everybody for the photo shoot with Steve Cardi?
I would think so. So I would think.
What's that?
So unless David is done, flag, but I think that would be more for his line.
With the
So
Steve Cardi one?
we'll see, because we still got to see, because it's all the timing, right?
Yeah, but
So,
it's gonna happen.
but just gonna wait till February.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wait till February.
Yeah.
We could either look into line. I was thinking of doing the shock club one, but just doing the outline of it instead of just color. But yeah, that will be on it. So make sure you guys are on the lookout. Shock Club hoodies coming.
Yeah.
And through Fly Crown, Shock Club hoodies, Iceberg.
Yeah. All that
Yeah,
stuff will
we're
be
going
for
in.
sale.
Shot glasses still. Hit
Yeah.
us up.
Yeah.
So let's get into these top fives.
Mm.
I don't even think I've watched that many movies to see the top five.
Yeah,
So
I can't say that either. Like all the movies that I remember watching this year, shoot, most of them are MCU. Spider-Man, Ragnarok. What was
that
it?
too, like it's like I don't really watch that. I watched you watched the Planet of the Wolves or Planet of the Apes.
I never got to see that, and I want to see it because I saw the first two. I thought the first two were really dope.
Okay.
How was it?
So it's dope, actually. I like those movies. I like how they do it. It looks dope. All right, so I'm on complex.com. Sorry, I'm on complex.com, and their top 3 albums is number 1, Kendrick Lamar, CheZZa 444, and number 3, CheZZa.
Okay. I thought the CheZZa album was cool.
Listen to the whole thing?
Yeah. I thought it was dope. There's some of the production that I wasn't really into, but other than that, I thought it was dope.
The Double XL. Number 1 for them is Kendrick. Number 2, CheZZa 444. Number 3, ID, The Never Story.
Who?
JID.
Oh, okay.
From Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah, I heard of him.
4, Lil Uzi. Big Sean. I decided.
I never heard
Big Sean album that well.
I don't think I've ever listened to a Big Sean.
I've never found a Big Sean album to be that like great. It had good hits and shit, but it wasn't something great to me.
I think he's dope. I think he's He's definitely got songs that I really like, but his voice is not one that I can listen to from beginning to end.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's a characteristic in there that just doesn't jive with me.
You said jive.
It's a jibe.
Oh, I said jive.
Ain't no jibes
The
over.
word is jive.
There is
I
a
think
word.
jive is not a real word. I think it's just them saying jive wrong.
I'd rather say jive wrong than say jive.
Jive turkey.
Yeah.
For complex, number 4 was Future,
Okay.
and 5 was Sampha.
That's my favorite album.
Sampha?
That was my favorite. Like most of my top five, top 10 isn't even hip hop, but the Sampha is my favorite.
Said it's gospel.
Process.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Really good.
it's gospel.
No.
Hold on. That's what it said here.
Definitely got that wrong.
No, so it was like a mix. Oh, I remember that. That was a dope
He's got
song
a
too.
very he's got a very interesting voice.
Hmm, interesting. Let's see, film wise, IMDb. Oh, it's gonna be all those like weird movies.
It's all like independence and
Yeah.
foreign
Yo,
influence.
did you see that movie Coco?
I did not.
It's a wicked movie. It's a Disney movie, but it's a wicked movie.
Yeah, you were talking about it on the show.
It's a really dope movie based on like Mexico when
It's like the Day of
they're,
the Dead type of shit, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
pretty dope how they brought everything together.
Yeah, it's
Spider-Man.
from what I saw, it was like they got really good reviews. Oh, Guardians 2 was out last year too. That's the one I was trying to remember.
Currency was all right. Get Out was dope. Logan was dope too.
I didn't watch Get Out.
I just watched Get Out. Get Out, dope. Oh, Wonder Woman.
Didn't see Wonder Woman either. And
Wonder Woman's good.
that's the one everybody's saying.
That's the first one they did good.
Yeah.
The first one they really did good. The only one they did good outside of like the old
The old Batmans.
War of the Planet of the Apes. That's what it's called. That
Which
one's dope. The newer one. Guardians, the Lego Batman movie. I didn't see that, but I heard it was funny.
I saw the original Lego movie.
It was hilarious.
I went to see it with a friend and we snuck Mickey's in. I think we snuck Mickey's a Bacardi and watched it because I was just like, I gotta watch this on something. And it was great.
Right.
So yeah, but I'd like to see the Batman one. Might have to
There's a
get
movie called Prevenge. A woman getting revenge. Yo, The Foreigner. It's the new Jackie Chan movie.
okay. Yeah, I heard about that.
Really dope movie.
Okay.
I really liked it. With Pierce Brosnan.
Is he still doing his own stunts?
I think so. Right? So, oh, Justice League was this year too. Did you see that?
Nope.
Don't do it to yourself.
I don't know. When I saw Aquaman, I was just like, I don't care how badass you try to make him. It's Aquaman.
He talks to fish.
They're, you know what I'm saying? Like they're dissing him in the previews. It's like, do I really want to see it? You know what it was like? But it's kind of the opposite because like when I first heard that they were gonna do Bane for um, Dark Knight Rises, I was like, I don't know about this, and then I saw it and I was just like, it's pretty dope. At least the way they did it, because they made him
Remember the
they
first
made
time they did it?
they made him look like a clown in the cartoons and shit. So
No, do
I
you
never
remember the
really.
first time they did it?
You talk about
In what was it?
Batman and Robin.
Yeah, Robin.
Yeah,
He was like glowing green. It was like green. There's like a tint of green.
yeah. So I wasn't convinced at first, but when I saw the previews, I was like, all right, cool.
List that I just saying. But truly, those are like the ones that popped out. If those are the top movies to me, Spider Man. Um, what was the first one again? I forget. Oh, Logan,
Mm.
Wonder Woman, and War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I don't think I saw enough to really have like a top five.
I just pick five of the ones I've seen.
Because like mine is just like the three MCU joints: Guardians, Spider Man, Thor. I liked all of those, and then what else did I see last year? I saw
Logan.
what was it that I saw? It was like American Assassin, I think it was called.
Uh, uh, yeah, I heard about that, I believe.
And that was cool, but it's not like I'm pretty sure if I saw a bunch of movies, it wouldn't be in the top five. So,
Right. Yeah, I saw it in. I went to a drive-in. It's pretty like meh.
how many are left? How many drive-throughs are left? At least,
The
at
only
least in
drive-in
the
I know of is Oakville.
okay.
When I went to was Oakville. That's the only one I know of. It's 31. Any more that you know of? Any in like the East End or
Not that I can think of off the top. I think there might be one close by
under or
Highway
something?
7 or something in Vaughn, but I could be wrong. I feel like there's one in Vaughn. There's one way out east as well.
There used to be one at Wild Water Kingdom. So they shut that down as well. But that one was so nice and close.
Wildwater Kingdom. Top songs, I guess. Top songs of last year.
Oh, top songs. What? Oh, let's
Um,
see.
Mine's a lot of underground shit. Uh, Mayhem Loren and Muggs featuring Rock Marciano, Street Religion. Um, Action Bronson. Um, what was that joint called? Chop Chop Chop. Jay-Z, Marcy Me,
Hmm.
Drake, Drake, Lose You.
Which one to lose you?
The one where he's going at Meek. He sends a couple shots at Meek.
Hmm. It's not this. No, no, that's
Or
Family
like,
Feud. Top five like that.
but that's like rap. like most of my lists are like all over the
Well,
place.
most of mine is rap.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there wasn't a whole lot of rap albums that like I was really going back to over and over again.
Right.
You know, besides Kendrick, besides Jay, besides the Rock Marciano album, it wasn't a whole lot.
The
Most of my
Jay-Z
favorite,
album.
like the
The
Thunder.
Jay-Z would be Story of OJ. That's my favorite song on that. Off the Kendrick album, my favorite song is what's hold on, let me
Energy.
pull it up. Yes, Energy. Yes,
That
that's the
that
one.
got so much run on the
Energy. Element.
Element. That's what I meant to say.
That's the one. That one's wicked. And then there's no standout to me. Like the album's good. Like mumble rap, melody, mumble rap is cool. Sci-Hi. I didn't have a really standout track on that one. I didn't have a standout. Like it was just a
Mhm.
um the G-Eazy song grew on me.
I can honestly say I've never heard a G-Eazy song.
But then I realized it was what's called ASAP Rocky chorus. So kind of like lost points again.
That factors in.
That's what hooked me. Like the chorus is what hooked me into the verses. The verses are decent, but like it was the chorus that hooked me, not the verses.
Yeah.
So me thinking it was him who did the hook, and now I find out it's not him. Oh, unforgettable. Really, the wait to see Sway Lee's album, and then more music, and I was just like, oh, never mind. Not all gonna be like this. Unforgettable. That was probably like my song of the year, we can say.
Okay.
Uh,
Mine was a song by an artist named Feist. Well, The Man Is Not His Song.
you said The Man Is Not His song?
Man Is Not His Song by Feist. It's my favorite
Hmm.
song of the year. Most of my favorites were outside of hip hop.
What was your favorite beef in hip hop this year?
Um, Joe Budden and Complex.
Yeah, that actually 600,000 people agree with you.
Did they lose that much subscribers?
600,000, like
600,000.
that hurts.
So what are they at now then? Because they had to be well over 1 million before.
They're at 1.6.
That's a lot to lose in a matter of weeks.
It was within a week. So
Imagine,
yikes.
imagine gaining because I mean, even though they did get a lot of subscribers because of Everyday Struggle, Complex has had so many subscribers for so long. Like,
Yeah, right now they're
you
at
got to think about
1.7.
you got to think about how many people that were already there got attached to Everyday Struggle and then unsubscribed because of that. Not just the people that came in during that run, but the people that were already there that they lost because of that.
Right.
That's insane. That's an insane amount of people to lose within a matter of weeks.
Boom, boom. Holy shit. We on this. What time do we start?
Uh, I'm not sure.
11:30.
I think
Yeah,
so.
11:30.
Yeah, my battery's dwindling down.
The show lasts as long as your battery.
Yeah. Did we cover everything though? I think for the most part we did.
Yeah, pretty much. The New Year's ratings. We rated our songs. M vs. Joe, Black Panther pre-sales. Yeah. Random, but were you ever into that Jericho versus Omega shit?
No. I was interested from afar, but not interested enough to watch the promos, watch
Yeah,
any of the match. Because I don't know how I really feel about this Kenny Omega guy.
exactly how I feel. First and foremost, I hate his hair. His hair annoys the shit out of me. Like, it's just weird.
Once I saw him doing that match with the little girl, I was just kind of like, nah.
You sound like Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette hates him.
Jim
Hates
Cornette.
him.
I could watch Jim Cornette. I'm watching Jim Cornette clips on YouTube that I've already watched.
Jim
That
Cornette is
just have the
hilarious.
that I've already watched 2 or 3 times in the past couple of years.
Yep.
Because
He's hilarious.
I want to hear every sound bite from his podcast. Because Cornette's not only a library in his mind, but he's also got like the documents,
Yep.
the booking, the actual books of the bookings. Like he actually has the bookings with him still from like 70s,
Whatever.
80s.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like when he does that stuff on
And I
kayfabe
love listening
commentaries.
to that guy.
Yeah, when he does like the interviews on kayfabe commentaries, and he has the actual books there, and he's looking at the dates, and he can remember. Oh yeah, we went to this city after, we went to this town after that. Like, and Cornette's got to be at least what, early 60s.
Yeah. Yeah. That's in mid 60s. Right,
That's
like
pretty.
retirement age now.
That's pretty good to have your memory that much intact.
Well, you probably didn't pollute it.
Yeah.
So the boys. That's the boys.
Yeah.
Jim Cornette. You guys hilarious. I can listen to him all day.
It'd be
But
dope to.
it's like it's so honest.
It'd be dope to get. What we should aim for? We should try to get somebody from the WWE HQ on the show.
We'd have to go to Connecticut.
Don't they still have the headquarters in Scarborough?
Don't think so.
I think there used to be, at least, because the security company I used to work for, the head offices was in the same building as their, I think, merchandise.
I don't think they do
Victoria
much.
Park, and it's like Victoria Park and something. It was right on the corner of Victoria Park and I think Don Mills or something like that.
I just googled it. There's nothing. WWE Scarborough. Let me try that.
Put in Victoria Park, see if anything comes out. Because I think it was a merchandise.
Charging me shipping and shit. No, nothing comes up.
Yeah, that was years ago though.
I'd probably closed up shop. Wasting money. They don't like wasting money.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of wrestling, did you get a hold of Joe about the guy from Superkicked?
I don't even think I talked to her about it. I don't think. No, I didn't talk to her.
Okay. Yeah, hit her up because because that guy.
Now, once I start like the booking and stuff, then I'll be able to get into that. I haven't even started looking at the booking yet.
What, season
for
3?
next season? Yeah.
Yeah, because he's really interested in it.
David has to get body slammed though. Pause. But he has to get body slammed.
David's gonna get body slammed by an oiled up muscle man.
Yeah, that's a pause. I'm not even gonna say what I was saying. I'm gonna say.
Hey, it's the truth though, right?
That's funny. You see David's picture with the hair?
Nah.
He put up a video today. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you're not on there. He put up an old video today with his
What, with his dreads?
I don't want to even say dreads. I just want to say his hair.
Oh, pre-dreads.
No, it was dreads.
Oh, okay.
It's funny. I was like, "Yo, what's that on your head, man?" Like, he said, "Don't remind me. It makes me sad." It's like, not sad enough. You didn't grow it back.
He got all the time in the world.
You know, think about it. Since he cut it off, I'd say that was probably a good. He would have some good length right now. So pause, yeah, pause. Like, I think that's where the show should just end right there. Like, we're done. Like, yeah.
Thanks for coming out, and pause for listening.
Thank you for coming up. Pause. And have a good night.
This Sunday, Shot Club, MaxNow.tv, MXM1. We got Fresh Kills, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow us on IG at Shot Club Podcast.
Facebook, same thing. And yeah, stick to our IG though. Most of our updates go there. Yeah. We got to put through videos through me, Trace, the others with clips.
We might have to do a live version of Casual Fan Saturday, the session. Give them a little sneak peek on what's happening.
It's a possibility. Should I be shaking my head like this?
Yeah, man.
It is so wrong. Why are you a racist? I said I'm not. Oh yeah. We're going to talk about those stuff on Sunday. We're going to talk about Oprah. We're going to talk about, well, Donald Trump now. And what's that next one? It's really big right now. Oh, the H&M. Well, we'll skim over H&M because it's pretty much done.
We talked a little bit on
on there, but
we did talk a little bit about it on CIUT.
We did, but
yeah,
we need our sound clips. So yeah, Oprah running for president, H&M, the coolest monkey in the jungle. Yeah. And there's this thing that I found out there, Tide Pod Challenge.
I don't like the sound of it.
Right. We will speak more about that. The Tide Pod Challenge on Sunday.
Yeah, man. Shot Club.
6:30 p.m. MaxNow.tv. But if you only have your phone or a mobile device, hit us up here.
Hit that subscribe. Hit the notification.
All right. We out.
Casual Fan.
Peace.
Peace.